Finite say start. It gives me great pleasure to be here today to inaugurate the Soha Bhavan. I am particularly pleased to associate myself with the Mahavidyapeeth and the work of the historic Sri Veer Simhasana Mutt because of the commitment of this mutt to both knowledge and to welfare. I was heartened to learn that the mutt established in the 10th century AD is dedicated to the concept that the gift of knowledge is greater than any other gift. I do sincerely believe this to be the case. Knowledge empowers, it enables, it increases the range of possibilities. There is the classic saying that if you give a man a fish, you feed him once. If you teach him fishing, you enable him to feed himself forever. Knowledge is what makes us human. I am also heartened by your commitment to social welfare. The concept of the Soha Bhavan of combining the respect for knowledge with a commitment to welfare is in many ways unique and deserves our wholehearted commendation. Ours has been a knowledge based civilization, yet the fruits of knowledge have not been evenly distributed. Our government, through the National Common Minimum Program, has committed itself to the spread of knowledge across all sections of society so that we empower and enable every single citizen of our country. Education and the imparting of skills are basic pillars on which we can build individual capability. There is much the country can learn from the commitment of institutions like yours to knowledge and learning. The idea of the Soha Bhavan is also an important element of our government's policies. I am happy to say that our government has strengthened the midday meal program to encourage children from disadvantaged sections of society to attend schools and secure elementary education. We are also proud to have launched the National Food for Work program that offers social security to the most distressed sections of our society. I am also happy to say that our government has brought to Parliament the National Employment Guarantee Bill to provide legal guarantee of employment in the more backward regions of our country to people in genuine economic distress. Our government is truly committed to the welfare of the people. I assure you that we will wipe every tear, feed every mouth, and educate every child. This is our solemn promise to the people of our country. We will mobilize the financial and human resource and the political will to deliver on this promise. The government is not always the best instrument for providing welfare and relief to people in distress. In our country, we have seen non government organizations work with great dedication and commitment. I am also heartened by the work done by charitable organizations like yours, motivated by your commitment to mankind and to those in distress. You have been proactive in providing secure to the needy. The practice of free feeding of the devout is something I have always admired whenever I have visited a langar at a gurdwara, whether at a gurdwara or a temple or a mosque or a church. The idea that we serve God by serving humanity is an evaluating one. This aspect of all religions is something we must all cherish as the true legacy of humanity. This is the idea that shaped Gandhiji's concern for Daridra Nirayana, the poorest of the poor. the service of the poor, Gandhiji would often say, is the service of God. Writing in the Young Indian, Gandhiji once said, I dare not take before the poor the message of God. I may as well place before the dog over there the message of God as before those hungry millions who have no luster in their eyes and whose only God is their breed. For the poor, the economic is the spiritual. You cannot make any other appeal to those starving millions. It will fall flat on them. But you take food to them and they will regard you as their God. Stop.